You can tell a lot about a person by the type of house that they build or the way that they decorate their house. I've worked with many people across Nashville for the past several years doing interior design work, renovations, handyman stuff. I've seen new builds and houses that are over 100 years old, the people that are living in them now, and the way they decorate them, the way that they've built these houses. There is a huge expression of their personality on display in these structures. Likewise, you can tell a lot about a person based on the choices that they make, how they structure their lives. The kind of life that you build, the way that you live your life says everything about your foundation. Is it built on the Word of God or is it built on the sand? And I've been under some houses here in Nashville a few times and I've seen some pretty rough foundations, and it's a surprise how that house is still standing. So let's dive in and see what it looks like to build your house on a structurally sound foundation and what the rest of the structure should look like. I think this time I'm just going to read through the chapter. So let's dive in. Verse 1, the wisest of women builds her house, but folly with her own hands tears it down. Whoever walks in uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is devious in his ways despises him. By the mouth of a fool comes a rod for his back, but the lips of the wise will preserve them. Where there are no oxen, the manager is clean, but abundant crops come by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain, but knowledge is easy for a man of understanding. Leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to discern his way, but the folly of fools is deceiving. Fools mock at the guilt offering, but the upright enjoy acceptance. The heart knows its bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. Very interesting, the comparison between a tent and a house and how one is destroyed and one flourishes. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in its end is the way to death. This really cuts to the foundation of wisdom and the contrast between going through life your own way versus the way of the Lord. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. The backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his ways. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. This is cautiousness again. One who is cautious, didn't even know that was there. One who is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and careless. A man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. I would love to do another video about that verse and just a topic over anger. It's important, especially as young men, to have self-control. And as I've said previously, to be responsive and not reactive, to have control over your temper. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Verse 19, the evil bow down before the good, the wicked at the gates of righteous. The poor is disliked even by his neighbor, but the rich has many friends. Whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner, but blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Do they not go astray who devise evil? Those who devise good meet steadfast love and faithfulness. In a toil there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty. Don't just talk about what you're going to do. Do what you say you're going to do. The crown of the wise is their wealth, but the folly of fools brings folly. A truthful witness saves lives, but the one who breathes out lies is deceitful. In the fear of the Lord, one has strong confidence, and his children will have refuge. Verse 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. The one may turn away from the snares of death. In a multitude of people is the glory of a king, but without people, a prince is ruined. Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is generous to the needy honors him. The wicked is overthrown through his evil doing, but the righteous finds refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of a man of understanding, but it makes itself known even in the midst of fools. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Lastly, verse 35, a servant who deals wisely has the king's favor, but his wrath falls on one who acts shamefully. The foundation is wisdom. Verse 1, we saw that the wisest of women builds her house, but folly with her own hands tears it down. And then also verse 11, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright flourishes. May our lives be built on biblical principles and godly wisdom so that the foundation of our entire life is structurally sound and you could put a tent on it and it would stay standing. Moving up from the foundation, we have all of the framing. This is what keeps everything together. You've got your studs, your 2x4s, your headers for your windows and your doors. You've got all your sheathing. Everything is locked in and tight. It keeps it from falling over, from racking in a big windstorm. Likewise, a life that is built without integrity, it might look structurally sound on the outside, but the moment a big windstorm comes through, life hits, things become tumultuous, we collapse. So it is vitally important through wisdom to make integrity a major component of who you are as a person. Integrity is being who you are in public, also in private. Next up, we've got our windows, and I've labeled this as discernment. Verse 7, leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. And also verse 15, the simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. The same way that windows are there to allow natural light into the house and keep debris out, discernment is our filter, especially for our heart. It teaches us through wisdom what we should let in and what we should keep out. In addition to the windows are the walls. So not just the framing, but like the drywall and the paint. This is what gives the structure its depth. It gives it its space. It's a controlled environment. We separate the kitchen from the living room, the bedrooms from the laundry room. Just like the walls protect us from what is outside, the walls of our heart guard our speech. And this too is self-control. And we see that in several passages. From verse 3, by the mouth of a fool comes a rod for his back, but the lips of the wise will preserve them. Verse 17, a man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. Verse 27, verse 29, whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. That quick temper, it's very easy to do and say things that you don't mean. And to guard the hearts of those around you and your own heart, it's important to put those walls of self-control up. Guard what comes in and what goes out. You protect those around you and you protect yourself. Then the interior. This is the carpet and the flooring and the stain and the trim and the board and batten, the wainscoting. It's all of this stuff, the couch, the TV, all of that. It's the interior of your heart. It's the character. Likewise, the contents of your heart. This is the character of your heart. This is truly who you are to yourself, who you are to the world around you, to your spouse, to your kids, to your friends at work. Are you loving or are you hateful? Are you compassionate or are you harsh? For example, verse 31, whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is generous to the needy honors him. And then verse 21, whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner, but blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Wisdom is not just about becoming a better person internally, but also a better person externally, and who we are to the world. It is compassion. It is empathy to those around us in need. And then finally is kind of a warning. Eventually, when you build a house, you're going to have some inspections done, whether it's you're going to have inspections for just about everything, from the foundation to the framing to the electrical to the plumbing, a lot of inspections. And they got to make sure that everything is tidy to the blueprints to make sure that the house that you're going to live in, or whoever is going to live in it, is safe. Likewise, there is a way that seems right unto man, but its end is the way to death. We could go and we could build a house with no blueprints, and we could do it without any inspections. And it might be right. It might be pretty good, but there is always room for error. There is a reason why there's inspections, and there is a reason why there is that reproof to make sure that house is built well. Because again, I've been under houses that just the way that they used to build them 100 years ago, especially the foundations, it's just not as good as it is today. I can't say the same about some of the framing and the squareness and straightness of all of that, but I've seen some pretty wonky foundations. Again, a life that's built on self-reliance, it might look sturdy from the outside. Those people might look like they've got it all together, but on the inside, there's no telling what is going on. And we all know at least one person in our lives, or the people we've witnessed in our lives around us, that are quick to anger and have that short temper, or they gossip, they're not discerning, they're not cautious, and they look like they got it all together on the outside, but as soon as something happens to them, you see the real them, essentially. So it might be time for you to crawl into your crawl space or under your house and check that foundation. Is it built on wisdom, or is it built on your own understanding? That's all for today. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow, day 15, chapter 15.